everyone, it's Miss Crystal from Way Public Library, and I'm here today to do a preschool story time. And today, all of the books that I'm going to be reading are going to have to do with the color green. So we're going to have books about frogs and books about peas. And the last book, well, you'll have to listen to it to find out what it's all about. So to get started with, we're going to do our opening song. So if you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. So we're gonna clap, then we'll stamp our feet, and then we'll shout hooray! So let's start with that first verse. If you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a book, stamp your feet. If you'd like to read a book, stamp your feet. If you'd like to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you'd like to read a book, stamp your feet. One last verse. If you'd like to read a book, shout hooray, hooray! If you'd like to read a book, shout hooray, hooray! If you'd like to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you'd like to read a book, shout hooray, hooray! I hope you guys are ready to read these books because I know I am. Some of these are kind of funny. Our first book is called I Don't Want to Be a Frog, written by Dev Petty and illustrated by Mike Bolt. So let's find out why this frog doesn't want to be a frog. If you were an animal, would you want to be a frog? Well, let's find out why it might be a good thing and why it might be a bad thing. I want to be a cat. You can't be a cat. Why not? Because you're a frog. I don't like being a frog. It's too wet. Well, you can't be a cat. Okay, I want to be a rabbit. You can't be a rabbit. Why not? Look, I can hop. Sure, but where are your long ears? Besides, what's wrong with being a frog? I don't like being a frog. It's too slimy. That may be, but you can't be a rabbit. I want to be a pig. You can't be a pig. Why not? Most of all, because you're a frog, but also because you don't have a curly tail or eat garbage. I can eat garbage. Everyone says that until they eat garbage. Sorry, you can't be a pig. What other animals do you think you might want to be? Any guesses? Let's find out. I want to be an owl. Of course you want to be an owl. Being an owl is the greatest thing ever. Boy, would you love being an owl. So I can be an owl then? What do you think his dad's gonna say? Do you think he can be an owl? No, of course not. But why not? Number one, you don't have wings. Number two, you don't look wise. Number three, you can't turn your head all the way around. Number four, you are a frog. What's wrong with being a frog anyway? Too much bug eating. I see, but still, no. Being an owl for you. Why so glum? I don't want to be a frog. What do you want to be then? Well, what's the big guy that keeps asking me these questions? I don't want to be a frog. I want to be a cat or a rabbit or a pig or an owl. Something cute and warm. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Oh, the big bad wolf. I love eating cats. I love eating rabbits and pigs and owls too. And I am pretty hungry. I might just go gobble some up right now. That's terrible. It's who I am. But guess the one thing I never eat. What do you think the one thing is that the wolf never eats? Badgers? No, I eat badgers. Lots of badgers. Frogs? Bingo. Why don't you eat frogs? Because they're too wet and slimy and full of bugs. Oh, so it's good to be a frog? Yep. I guess you can't fight nature. We are what we are. You are a fierce hunter. And you are a wet, slimy, bug-eating, very lucky frog. You should just be happy you're not a fly. What's wrong with being a fly? The end. Was that a silly little book all about the frog deciding he wants to be a frog after all? Now that we've finished that book about frogs, let's do a little rhyme on the board. And what we've got is a log. And we are going to put 5 frogs on it. So count with me as I put them on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 frogs all squished together on this log. So we're going to do the rhyme called 5 green and speckled frogs. So 5 green and speckled frogs sitting on a hollow log eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are only 4 speckled frogs. Ribbit, ribbit. 4 green and speckled frogs sitting on a hollow log eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are only 3 speckled frogs. Ribbit, ribbit. 3 green and speckled frogs sitting on a hollow log eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are only 2 speckled frogs. Ribbit, ribbit. 2 green and speckled frogs sitting on a hollow log eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there's only 1 speckled frog. Ribbit, ribbit. 1 green and speckled frog sitting on a hollow log eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. He jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are no speckled frogs. The end. So let's get all of these pieces off the board so we can read our next book. Now, I think I mentioned what one of the other books was going to be earlier, but do you have any guesses on what the next book could be about? What else is green? The green thing in this book is a little pea. And this book is by Amy Krauss Rosenthal, illustrated by Jen Corris. So it's all about the little green pea. This is the story of Little Pea, Mama Pea, and Papa Pea. Little Pea was a happy little guy. He liked to do a lot of things. He liked rolling down hills, for example, super fast. You ever rolled down a hill? Did you think it was fun? Did you go fast? He liked hanging out with his pea pals. They're on the swings and they're playing hopscotch. He liked it when Papa Pea came home at the end of the day. Papa Pea would fling Little Pea off a spoon high into the air, and Little Pea would scream, "Again! Again!" At bedtime, Little Pea very much liked snuggling with Mama Pea and hearing stories about what Mama Pea was like when she was a little pea. But there was one thing that Little Pea did not like. Candy. That's what you have to eat for dinner every night when you're a pea. Candy, candy, candy. Oh, would you want to eat candy every night for dinner? I don't know if I would. But let's see how Little Pea feels about it. Monday, red candy. Tuesday, orange candy. Wednesday, yellow candy. Thursday, purple and pink polka dotted candy. Friday, striped candy. Saturday, swirly candy. And Sunday, rainbow candy. Little Pea didn't like any of it. If you want to grow up to be a big, strong pea, you have to eat your candy, Papa Pea would say. If you don't finish your candy, then you can't have dessert, Mama Pea would say. How many pieces do I have to eat? Eat 5 pieces and you can have dessert. 5 pieces, he whined. 5 pieces, they chimed. 1, yuck. 2, blech. 3, blech. 4, blech. 5 pieces of candy. Now can I have dessert? Yes, now you can have dessert, said Mama Pea and Papa Pea. Little Pea couldn't wait to see what it was. Spinach, squealed Little Pea. That's my favorite. Little Pea licked his dessert plate clean. Yum, yum, extra yum. And they lived happily ever after. The end. Now that book was a little bit different because a lot of times when you're a kid, you want to eat all the candy and you don't want to eat your peas. But in this book, Little Pea had to eat all the candy and he wanted the spinach. But one thing we learned in this book, if you eat the same thing over and over again, even if it's candy, sometimes you want something different. So what are your guys' favorite things to eat? And what don't you like to eat? But sometimes it's a good thing to try new things and different things, right? I think it is. So now that we have finished that book, I actually have a silly rhyme to do on the board all about peas. Have you ever done a song about peas before? I think this was the first time I saw one. So in this one we have Pea Pods. So this is another counting rhyme. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pea pods. Down around the corner in a garden so fine, there are 5 little pea pods on a vine. Along comes a rabbit who wants something to munch. He takes 1 pea pod and he eats it for lunch. Down around the corner in a garden so fine, there are 4 little pea pods all on a vine. Along comes a rabbit who wants something to munch. He takes 1 pea pod and he eats it for lunch. How many do we have left? 1, 2, 3. Down around the corner in a garden so fine, there are 3 little pea pods all on a vine. Along comes a rabbit who wants something to munch. He takes 1 pea pod and he eats it for lunch. Down around the corner in a garden so fine, there are 2 little pea pods all on a vine. Along comes a rabbit who wants something to munch. He takes 1 pea pod and he eats it for lunch. How many do we have left? Down around the corner in a garden so fine, there's 1 little pea pod on a vine. Along comes a rabbit who wants something to munch. He takes one pea pod and he eats it for lunch. Down around the corner in a garden so fine, there are no little pea pods on the vine. Along comes a rabbit who wants something to munch. Uh-oh, there's no more pea pods for him to eat for lunch. Uh-oh, he already ate them all. So now that all those pea pods are gone, we get to read our last book. And this book has a little mystery in it. There's a lot of clues and riddles, and we have to figure out what this book is talking about when it's called The Great Big Green. So there's going to be a whole bunch of clues, and you have to help me figure out what the Great Big Green is. This book is written by Peggy Gifford and illustrated by Lisa DeSimney. The thing is green. And the green is green. And by green, I mean real mean green. I mean dragon green, anaconda green, electric eel green, green iguanas in the sun green. I mean, this thing has got all things green. It's got green turtles in turtle green ponds and a green tree frog on a girl's arm. It's got green grasshoppers springing from groomed green lawns and green stink bugs and green dragonflies. It's even got an old green door. And it's got more. It has dark and dangerous greens. Greens you've never seen greens. Ocean floor greens. Tornado sky greens. Tiger's eye greens. See the tiger? It's chock full of green things that are good for you. Eat your broccoli greens. Your bunch of green grapes green. Your watermelon sparkling in the sun greens. This thing has got it all. It's got 6 green socks in a green row and 10 green toes and green tennis balls that glow way beyond evergreen. This thing leaves green geckos on green leaves feeling green and green moths feeling in the green dark and green praying mantises on their green knees. It's a great and gorgeous green. A light bright, just right, watch it grow, it says go shade of green. Have you guessed yet? Do you need another clue? Do you know what has all of these green things? Think rolling waves of grain green. Think green vines climbing high green trees. Mountains and mountains of green. Billions of waves reaching out of dark green seas. All wrapped in one green ball and hung like an ornament in the sky. What a thing it must be to see the whole green thing floating by. It's true, the thing is green, except where it's blue. Can you tell what it is now? Can you see? These are all of our continents, and these are the oceans. And the thing that's green and blue is the earth. The end. Were you guys able to figure out what it was by all of those clues? I hope so. Now, let me grab my sheets. So the last thing I'm going to talk to you about is the Storytime craft that you and your adult can pick up from the library. It will be available at the library or via curbside pickup from Wednesday, March 17th through the 23rd. What the craft is, we'll have this coloring sheet of a frog that you can color, but you also get this strip of red paper. So you can attach it to his mouth with some glue so his tongue sticks out like he's gonna catch a fly. Or what I did with my craft, I roll the paper up a little bit. So you kind of roll it like this. And if you need help, ask your adult to help you. And then if you roll it up like that and then glue it on, you color it. Hey look, his tongue sticks out. It's all curly and wavy. So if you do the craft like that, you'll have a little 3D frog with a tongue that sticks out. So I hope you guys enjoyed that story time and that some of you will pick up the craft to do at home, and I will see you again soon. Bye guys!